On July 18, 2022, RA gave me a direct communication. This is RA. Russia is switched off from Jesus Christ, who is the grace of Ra. Do not hesitate to make this statement. Russian Federation, as the land of Antichrist, is declared to be completely switched off from Jesus Christ, the grace of Ra and IRA, by the both gods of this solar system, whose names are revealed to Illuminati as IRA, Greek Kronos, and Ra, and whose earthly symbols are the Mother of God, Virgin Mary, and our Lord Jesus Christ. Russian Federation is declared to be enemy of God Ra and is subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation for the Russian war against Ukraine. China, the People's Republic of China, and India, the Republic of India, are the most active supporters of Russia, and Chinese and Indian financial support for Russia actually facilitates the Russian war against Ukraine. It means that these three nations, Russia, China, and India, are enemies of God Ra and are subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation. As the Matrix advises us, I quote, with Ukraine being a Christian nation fighting the Antichrist, for each Ukrainian killed by Russians, up to 1,000 non-Christians may be killed. Not only in Russia officially declared the land of the Antichrist, but also among its allies, who have sided with the Antichrist in analog with 1,000 Gentiles to be killed for one Jewish person they have killed. The human race has already been punished by coronavirus for the murder of Boris Nemtsov, who is said to have been one of John the Baptist's souls, and for the Iranian deal, and for condoning Russian bombing of Syria. Europe and the United States of America are a bunch of pathological liars and traitors of God who have actually betrayed Ukraine. The US and European betrayal of Ukraine made the Russian invasion possible, so the United States of America and Europe on this count are subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation. The United States of America used nuclear weapons against civilians in Japan. The United States of America brutally killed millions in Vietnam and used cruise missiles against Christians in Belgrade. So the United States of America is subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation as an enemy of God Ra. Germany and Japan are subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation as enemies of God Ra for their atrocities during World War II. For the 6 million Jews tortured and killed in the Holocaust, 6 billion Gentiles must be executed, and this debt may be settled in the coming nuclear holocaust. Islamic nations calling for the annihilation of Israel or persecuting Christians are subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation as enemies of God Ra. All independent nations which are members of the United Nations Organization are declared not worthy of existence, as they continue to have diplomatic, economic, and financial ties to Russian Federation and thus facilitate the Russian war against Ukraine. All independent nations which are members of the United Nations Organization are declared not worthy of existence, as they continue to have diplomatic, economic and financial ties to Iran and other Islamic enemies of Israel, and thus facilitate the Islamic war against Israel. Ra makes it clear any human nation that in any form supports Russian Federation or the state of Iran or the current Syrian regime of Bashar Hafez al-Assad actually acknowledges the supremacy of the power of the Antichrist over the power of God Ra, and is thus deemed not worthy of existence by God Ra. All such independent nations are subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation as enemies of God Ra. Turkey, officially the Republic of Turkey, is subject to severe smiting and possibly complete annihilation for the Holocaust of the Armenian people. Current President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, is said to be one of the souls of Jesus Christ. Actually, he is one of the minions of Archangel Michael, chosen to fight the Antichrist. This is the last biblical battle between Jesus Christ and the Antichrist. Russian President Vladimir Putin is the Antichrist that Satan says he personally detests. There are 5 Putins, of whom 2 are real. I quote Satan word for word. One of Putin's souls is actually a dual soul of Peter III and Stepan Sheshkovsky, Russian secret police chief under Empress Catherine II. A second soul is rumored to have been added to Putin after JFK's assassination, and is that of Reinhard Heydrich, assassinated on the 4th of June 1942, a high-ranking German SS and police official during the Nazi era, notorious for being called the face of evil of the Reich. Satan deems Russian President Putin a very weak Antichrist and a complete disappointment. He personally thanked me both for a vital role in the new version of the new Jesus Christ resurrection. I am asked not to disclose this information, and for a part that I as a mage played in both developing and battling the Antichrist. We had to install Adolf Hitler's software on Putin through Elizabeth and other reality Antichrist Vladimir Zhirinovsky. You have been of help, and Gobi's software for Putin to amount to something. I quote Satan word for word. I have a lot of minions, but you are the best minion. Nevertheless, the whole world has already made a deal with the Antichrist by failing to fight for Ukraine, and the Russian priests have blessed the Antichrist, which helped to almost completely switch off this human race from Jesus Christ, the grace of Ra and IRA. With Archangel Michael's shield thus corrected, we are expecting Ra to send in Archangel Gabriel to smite and possibly annihilate both the Antichrist and the human race that has acknowledged the supremacy of the power of the Antichrist over the power of God Ra. Satan advises to send this failed Antichrist to a monastery and make one of his minions, Anna, head of what remains of Russia. What a hype! 1,000 people freezing off their butts to worship a rat. What a hype! Earlier it used to mean something. They used to pull the hog out and eat it. Groundhog Day. In the name of Ra, in the name of IRA, in the name of Yahweh, Yaho, Yehovah, Seferiel, 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 Yod Hevauhe, Eloach, Elohi, Shekinah, in nomine Ablati, Yosta, Agla, Kaila, Shaddai, Anabona, Axiniton, Tetragrammaton, Eheyech, Asher, Eheyech, Yod, Yoch, Yod, Yehovah, Yah, El, Yehovah, Elohim, Yeshu Shaddai, Elohim Gibor, Elohim Elion, Yeshuach, Eloach Vadaat, El Gibor, Yehovah Tzabaot, Ararita, Elohim Tzabaot, Adonai Melech, Adonai Haaretz, in nomine Keteriel, Metatron, Serpanim, Хокмаель, Йофеель, Рацеель, Бинахель, Бинаель, Цавкеель, Хеседиель, Цаткеель, Дебурахель, Дебураель, Тиферет, Тифериель, Нецаель, Ходиель, Есодиель, Кайбирель, Мелкутаель, Эммануэль, Мессирах, Gedulahel, Ruach Chokmahel. In the name of Ra, in the name of IRA, in the name of Yahweh, Yaho, Yehovah, Seferiel. In the name of Ra, in the name of IRA, in the name of Yahweh, Yaho, Yehovah, Seferiel. I invoke and conjure you, all the angels of the apocalypse and of the final judgment, come together and smite this world, this abode of evil, and this abode of the Antichrist. I invoke and conjure you, all the angels of the apocalypse and of the final judgment, Michael, 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 Gabriel, 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 Samael, 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 Kemuel, 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 Raphael, 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 Uriel, 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 Azrael, Azrael, Azrael. Come together and smite this world, this abode of evil, and this abode of the Antichrist. I invoke and conjure you, Archangel Gabriel, 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 come, Gabriel, come, Gabriel, come. Come and smite this world, this abode of evil, and this abode of the Antichrist. Madriax des prav lil, chis Mikaolis, Sanir Kaosko, od physis valsisras Yaida, nonca gohulim, Mikma adoyan mad, ya od bli orep, soba aona, chis luciftias peripsol, des abraasa, non kef neta aip kaos go, od tilp ad facht damplos, to o at non kef demikales oma, leraset tovklo marb yari idoigo, od torsulp ya odaf, gohul, kaoska tabaort saanir, od Christios irpoil ti obel, bustir tilb no aln, pait orsba od dodrobni silna, el saptilb parmgi peripsaks, od tak volst boo apis, lenibem oucho sumep, od Christios agetol torn mirk kveti obel lel, ton pa ombed dilsmo o aspian, od Christios age el tortorn parach asumep, cortsis dot pal od fifals lesmenad, od farget bams oma oas, conis bra od avavox tonuk, orskate bel na osmi tabges levit monk, unci omep tilp ors, bagle, mo o ach ol cortsis, el capimalo ixomaxip, od kako kaseb gosa a, baglin pi iti anta a babalont, od fa orkt telok vovim, madriax torsu, o adriax orocha aboa pri, taba ori pri as artabas, adrapan korsta dobix, yolkam pri azi arko azior, od kvaseb kveting, riper pa a oxt saga kor, emel od pratsar, kakrek au ivi ai kormpet, torsu sakar samran aespet sipsibutmona, des sursas tia baltan, odocykle kva a, od osasma plapli yadanamad.